here's what empaths worldwide have been experiencing. Physically, aches and pains out of the blue, often out of the blue. New experiences that you've never had before. Or maybe things that you thought were resolved years ago are now popping up out of the blue. Well, we're in the midst of the descension. It's actually, some people call it the ascension. It's more accurately termed, at least in my belief, descension. Your light body, your anointed self, your Christ consciousness is coming down, and you're embodying more and more light. We are embodying more and more light. That's what empaths are here to do. We are not here to take on suffering of anyone, and yet there's a common misperception that that's what we must do. No. When we embody more light, there's a process called spiritual friction. All of these old, dark, dank places in us get rubbed up against, if you will, by spirit. And that can take the form of physical aches and pains, headaches where you've never had them before, sweating, hot flashes, heart racing, all of these different physical sensations and experiences. So the first thing to remember about that is that it will pass. I promise you, it will pass. Let it be. Let it happen. It's not necessarily fun to have lower back pain or whatever, and yet you are being asked to accept whatever your experience is. Now, emotionally, same thing. Feeling sad, feeling anxious for no reason. Maybe you don't have a logical reason to feel anxiety or sadness or depression. Sadness and depression, along with anxiety, those are the big ones right now for the collective. There's a lot of pressure. Again, getting back to the spiritual friction concept, when the light is brought, and that's what the eclipses do, stuff gets brought to the surface for acknowledgement. That's your only job. What if that were your only job, is to not resist it, to accept it, whatever you're feeling. Now, maybe you're feeling fantastic joy. Wonderful. What could be better, right? Embrace that the same way you want to embrace if you're feeling sad or depressed. No resistance. What if I could accept and lean into what I'm feeling, whether it's mine or not, doesn't matter. The mind, the ego wants to know, is this mine? Is this someone else? Well, what if I told you that question itself were irrelevant? How would that change your experience if you knew that it doesn't matter if it's yours or if it's someone else's? You're experiencing it, are you not? And the asking of the question and the constant trying to figure out, this is the ego's job. It wants to figure out to keep you safe. What if you could say, I don't know, and I really don't need to know? Try that one on again. I don't know, and I don't need to know. Wow. Doesn't that take a lot of pressure off? I know it does for me. I've been using that one for many years. So your job is to connect more deeply in every moment with your higher self. The part of you that doesn't care because it knows it doesn't need to care about the world suffering. When is the world going to change? Are we ever going to get to a place of peace? When is 5D coming? Oh, is it coming in 5 years? Is it coming in a week? Your higher self doesn't care about any of that. It stays in the now. And in the now, there is silence, peace, tranquility. How long can you go without a thought? That's one of my favorites. Put you in the witness state, the meta state, the observing of your own mind in your own experience. So your job, our job, all of us who are holding light here at this time, very important time in human history, your job is to ask one primary question. Every day, from the moment you get up in the morning and you place your feet on the ground, you want to ask the following question of your higher self or of the universe or source, spirit, God, whatever label applies to you. Here's the question. What do you need of me? What do you need of me? What do you need me, or what would you have me focus on? When you ask this question, it brings in a massive connection to your higher self. It brings in more light. It gets you out of your head, gets you out of the monkey mind. Oh yeah, what I want isn't really that important, is it? Right? Divine will, that's the concept of divine will. For some people, the concept of divine will, it can be problematic, especially if you have any religious wounding in your background, like I do. I grew up Catholic. And, oh God, the judgment inherent in some religions, as many of you know. If you knew that the concept of divine will is actually what your soul, your own soul, wants for you, which is always good, always love, always abundance in all forms, health and finances and in relationships and joy and passion. If you knew that divine will was actually what you and your soul wants for you, how would that change your experience? I'd be willing to bet that it changes it dramatically and makes it less of a, God's looking down on me and judging me kind of a thing. So, to summarize, ask the question, soul, what do you need of me today? Maybe it's contacting a friend who you haven't talked to in a year or 6 months. I know I've got a lot of people that I need to get in touch with, right? Maybe it's for you changing your diet. Maybe you've been loading up on the sugar or the salt, two biggies, or maybe even substances, alcohol or wine or cannabis, whatever it is. Or maybe you've been spending too much money on frivolous items, which, of course, as we know, doesn't help the earth when we consume more and more and more. Guilty. That's my higher self asking me to reframe that. Maybe it's letting go of a relationship. Maybe it's like really taking seriously the fact that you're being asked to move. Or maybe this is a huge one for empaths right now. You accepting that you're here to serve and taking inspired action to start your dream business, or just pursue a dream, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a business. Self-employment or starting a nonprofit or volunteering down at the shelter, whatever it is. That's the energy that your higher self brings. I am so grateful to you. We have the Empath Academy coming up in August. It's going to be fabulous. We're doing it very differently this cycle, and I'm super excited. And October 1st, drum roll, big announcement. I'm so grateful you are in my life, and I wish you the best. Take care.